Alrighty, now let's talk about this next four, the NFC West. Now let's talk about them. Here we go. Let's start here with the Seahawks. What were our training camp narratives for them? Can Shane Waldron get it done as the offensive coordinator? Well, let's see. Let's see where this Seahawks offense ranked overall. Let's do we have to do passing and rushing separately. Well, let's see what team leaders. What are these team leaders? All right, so let's see where they ranked in passing and rushing. Offensive coordinator new here for this Seahawks team. We need to see them put up the points, put up the yards, all of that. So passing, they go by passing yards here. In Seattle was very, very low on this. Very low. They only had 510 passing yards. Very, very bottom. That's like bottom 5. Like bottom 5. Not great there. Do we have touchdowns? We have passing touchdowns. Alrighty. Number 1 was like 7. 7 passing touchdowns. 3 teams had about 7 passing touchdowns. In Seattle only had 2. Ooh, not great there. Not great there. We can look at this. How many times were they sacked? Their quarterback sacked. They were sacked 6 times, which is kind of middle of the pack. That's about kind of average-ish right there at 6, so not great there. Alrighty. So that's not the greatest passing-wise. Now, Russell Wilson wasn't playing, so, we can factor that into it. So let's see if their rushing offense was a little bit better than their passing offense. Let's see where this rushing team ranked for Seattle. All right, Seattle's rushing offense, once again, bottom of the pack, like bottom 7. They only had 268 rushing yards. Number 1 was 565 rushing yards of San Francisco. Let's see how many rushing touchdowns they had. 1. That's real bad. And then, yeah, that's not good. So, and let's see first downs. Is this first downs? Yes, rushing first downs. Number 1 seems to be about 34. Let's see where Seattle was ranked there. Seattle had 16. That's not bad. That's kind of above average-ish of what we're kind of seeing. So, overall, the offense isn't moving too well out here. That's not the greatest. That's not really what we wanted to see. So, I guess we could have done this. Total offense. I guess that would have been the better thing to look at, no? All right, let's see where this Seahawks team ranked in total offense, because we know it wasn't anything great rushing or anything great passing. And this Seahawks is bottom 5 in total offense, folks. Yards, they only put up 729 yards, which is very, very low. Like we said, it's like bottom 5 in the league, folks. Number 1 was 1,173 with the Browns. So just nothing great. Let's see how many points they put up. Number 1 in points seems to be New England at 79. That's kind of interesting. Tennessee actually had 81. So in Seattle only put up 37. Real low out there. So, chalk it up as the offensive coordinator or chalk it up as just the backups. Obviously, this isn't the end-all be-all here. We're just kind of getting a general gauge. So not the greatest look out there by Seattle's offense. And then Jamal Adams, we wanted to see the year 2 leap. Well, they got him signed under contract. Didn't really see him play at all in defense, so that one is still up in the air. But he did get a contract done, so hopefully he plays a little bit more freer, a little bit more looser now that he is kind of under contract. So overall, Seahawks, still some question marks on them. The training camp did not really kind of make us true believers in Seattle. Alrighty, the Rams now. Well, our narratives were for the Rams. Who's stepping up at running back number 2? We were betting on Raymond Calais. Well, Raymond Calais got injured for the entire year, folks. So he's out. And that's kind of the biggest question mark still on this Rams team. Is their running back position. They just went and signed Sony Michel. Well, they traded for Sony Michel. So, Raymond Calais is truly out now. We were betting on him. That's no longer the case. Darrell Henderson. Nothing great. They barely played him, and, Sony Michel was with the Patriots. So we still don't really know who's going to be stepping up as running back number 2. We're just assuming it's going to be Sony Michel. Does Sean give and sign a running back veteran? He really didn't. We said it should be Adrian Peterson. So didn't really do what we wanted there. Didn't really sign a veteran running back out there. Was kind of forced into trading for one. And then our other narrative was keep a small eye on Matthew Stafford. And Matthew Stafford did not play any preseason games. So, not anything really great here with the Rams. Running back was a question at the start of training camp, and it's still kind of a question mark going into the regular season. So not great by the Rams. Alrighty, now the Cardinals. How does A.J. Green look fitting into the offense? Well, let's quickly look. Did A.J. Green get... I don't even know if he played at all. Let's quickly take a look here. We can go to the Cardinals. Well, they didn't play against the Saints. They had their last preseason game canceled because of the hurricane. Unfortunate. Then their game against the Chiefs. We know that Kyler Murray didn't play, so whatever quarterback was throwing A.J. Green the ball, you know, it's not Kyler Murray. But let's see, was A.J. Green playing at all in any of these preseason games? Here we go. Preseason game number 2 against the Chiefs. And we got to look at the Cardinals. And A.J. Green, he had 1 target, but no catches. That's not the greatest. All right, let's look at preseason game number 1 then. Hopefully you got something good there. And like we said, you know, just maybe one series, one kind of play toward him, and it's not Kyler Murray throwing him the ball. So it's not going to, you know, 100% change our minds on this Cardinals team. We are still kind of decent believers in them. We're just kind of, you know, checking our narratives, folks. So, you know, whatever smug remark y'all were going to make in the comments, relax. All right, here we go. Preseason 1 game, A.J. Green. He did not play. So he only had 1 target, so really can't see if he's fitting into the offense. We have been hearing in training camp that he's been getting it done, that he is looking good. We've seen some clips of this man in training camp as well, just no game setting. Our other narratives were what happens to Larry Fitzgerald. Well, he seems content on retirement, so truly unfortunate. We're not going to get Larry Fitzgerald here one last ride. And how is Cliff Kingsbury running this team? Overall, I think they went 1-1 in their preseason games, only had 2. So, and once again, if we look them up in just kind of the overall complete stats, I guess we can, is this still offense? Let's see where this, Cardinals team ranked just offensively. We know they only played in 2 preseason games, so obviously their yards are going to be very skewed. But let's see what they were doing yards per game wise and compare that around to the other offenses. So they had 282 yards per game, which is still a little bit low right here. Still kind of, you know, they are kind of middle of the pack right here. So still could have been a little bit better offensively. You know, we know Cliff Kingsbury is trying to run the offense like that. So that is still kind of up in the air of Cliff Kingsbury if this man can get it done. And then Budda Baker, we had, is he a top 5 corner? And once again, just overall, I don't think Budda Baker played at all in this preseason. We can quickly look at these defensive stats in preseason game number 1 for the Cardinals. Budda Baker not doing anything, not playing. And now let's go back to preseason game number 2. And let's see if Budda Baker played there. We know preseason game 3 was canceled. So here we go. Budda Baker, did he play in preseason game number 2? Alrighty, here we go. Defense of the Cardinals. We get DeAndre Baker, the wrong Baker. Budda Baker, nothing. So, you know, not playing that much or not playing at all, whatever the case, we can't really tell if Budda Baker is a top 5 corner. He's getting paid like a top 5 corner, and we'll see if he can kind of do it this season. So overall, how does A.J. Green look fitting into the offense? Well, in training camp, in the practices, he's looking good. Game scenarios, still a question mark. What happens to Larry Fitzgerald? The man is retired. And how is Cliff Kingsbury running the team? Seems good. No problems, no big concerns so far. But it's only 2 games, 2 preseason games. So still a little question mark on this Cardinals team. And the 49ers, Trey Lance, does he get the starting job? Well, no, not going to really get the starting job, but is going to play. And we just kind of saw the hybrid offense that Kyle Shanahan was running in preseason game number 3 for this 49ers team, and we kind of liked it. They were able to score touchdowns on both drives that they used Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance in multiple situations, goal line, red zone, 20s in the 20s, and, using both quarterbacks in both situations. So we kind of liked it, but he's not going to be like the starter, singled out starter. And can they stay healthy? Because we know Jimmy Garoppolo's always getting injured. Last season, a ton of injuries. And the 49ers, no real big concerning injuries to kind of worry about. Trey Lance, a little chip in his finger, nothing bad, and Jimmy Garoppolo is still healthy heading into week 1, so that's pretty good there too. So overall, the 49ers' health is, a solid part of the team overall. So those were the only narratives that we had for the 49ers. All righty.